Well, Sugar Sean O'Malley has a championship fight this week going up against Chito Vera, but he has already recognized who could possibly be the biggest threat to his title in the Bantamweight division, and he called out Umar Nurmagomedov as that man, saying he has got the skill set to be a superstar. You have worked out with this young man. You have been around him a bunch. I've been around him. He's a fantastic person. His entire family and everything about the way that they go about doing things. We've had him on our podcast here. What do you think about what Sugar Sean said, Josh?
I think Sean is correct. I'm not trying to be a homer. What I'm saying is that I've seen
not trying to be, but you
are. And I'm actually not being a homer, but I also believe that it's not right now. And he has the potential of being a star. Not right now, though. He still has some work to do. He's got a couple little things he's got to work out on the feet in terms of his transitions from that to his wrestling. He showed a lot of grit in his last fight, got dropped, and was able to fight to a single leg, then beautiful wrestling from that position. And that's hard to do when you're hurt. It's hard to be able to execute your positions when you're still a little hazy, after taking a big shot. His ability to recover, his ability of understanding how good he is and to know what weapons to use at that type of moment is very key in your ability to be a superstar later on, because that can get you out of a lot of trouble, which it did in this situation. And as you start rising up in the ranks, these guys are only going to get better, and I also got to say is that fighting somebody that took the fight, who he's never probably seen fight, or if he has seen fight, didn't really probably pay attention to, and just realize I've seen him fight in videos. He's fast, he's good, but never seen him in the cage against someone you could really try to compare him against. Someone in the UFC, someone that you've seen him fight other guys that maybe you've fought with or maybe you've trained with. You get a better understanding of how good that fighter is. Those fights are hard. They're very difficult. And I think that he has a mindset of like his cousin Habib, is like, doesn't matter what your game plan is, doesn't matter how good you are, I'm going to do what I do best and I'm going to get the win. Well, he pulled out some of his tools. He had to use the wrestling and he just stuck with it. Let me remind you guys, he was not a very strong wrestler when he came to AKA. He has worked on his wrestling game consistently. He always asks questions. He just tries to absorb it all in. He's constantly asking anybody. I go in to visit now at the gym and he'll ask questions, John. He's constantly asking, like, hey, what do you think about this? Hey, what do you think about this? You're an old man. You have more knowledge about this. About this. They always say legend. You old legend. You know these positions. You can help me. They know. They know how good they are. They try to stay humble. They're not trying to be cocky. I do believe that he would be a threat to Sean O'Malley. His ability to wrestle and his style of stand-up would be a threat to Sean O'Malley. Superstardom is going to take some time, though. Not right now. Give it, I'd say, 2, maybe 3 more fights. Not right now.
But do you think that Sugar Sean is being a wise champion, a businessman, and saying, like we've talked about before, sometimes you know how good somebody is, and you want to get him early when he's not reached that peak, because if you get him early, you can just put him to the side for a couple of years and not have to deal with him if you get that win. Is Sugar Sean kind of looking at it in a way that I'd like to get this guy out of the way sooner rather than later?
Well, I think there's a good chance he may be able to do that. And the reason being is because nobody wants to fight Umar. Maybe they will now after his last fight, but nobody seems to be stepping up in the top 5 or the top 3 saying, hey, you know what? I'll fight you. No one's done that. And so that gives it a little bit more it gives it a better chance for the UFC to go like, look, none of these top guys want to fight him. They keep turning him down. We're having to go to other organizations to pull somebody in to fight him. So let's stop doing that. Sean wants to fight him. It's a matchup in terms of name value. There's going to be a big pay-per-view draw in terms of the two of them. If they were to fight each other, you have a young stud, undefeated, just the last name Nurmagomedov is going to draw. It's 100% going to draw. And then you've got Sean O'Malley, who's going to draw his type of fan base. That is a way bigger fight than the Chito and Sean O'Malley fight. And if I was to say another fight that's in there, give me another fighter in that 135-pound weight class that would be a bigger fight. Maybe Marab, and the reason why I say Marab only because not a bigger fight in terms of pay-per-views, but I guess a more challenging fight or a fight that matches up very well would be.
I think the matchup that Sean O'Malley's got to look at it matches well with him, Corey Sandhagen.
Yes. Yep. No, that's a great matchup, and that to me would be a very fun fight. We've said that numerous times. I thought that'd be a great fight. Yeah. Marab is a dangerous fight for Sean O'Malley. And
Rob's a dangerous fight for anyone because, man, he's got a gas tank that just – I don't know if there's anyone in the 135s that can match him as far as his output, as far as his ability to push a pace on a fight.
I mean, Sean's going to have to fight him just like he fought Aljo, though. Stick and move, keep him a little bit at bay. But the thing with Marab will – he's not afraid to just walk through your shot and try to get in on the single.
Take the shots.
Whereas Aljo tries to be very slick with the way he enters in to avoid taking the shot and then getting in. Marab seems like he can take the shot a little bit better, and he'll just walk through it. He'll just eat it like Pac-Man and then work his way right in. I think that Marab obviously will be next in line after this fight.
No, he's already been told that.
He's already been told.
As long as he doesn't get hurt, you got to figure that's going to happen.
He deserves to be next in line. But the Sean O'Malley situation with him potentially fighting Umar Nurmagomedov, it makes sense. It would try to get that big-time money fight. That would be a big pay-per-view draw. Those are the two that I would say making the biggest pay-per-view draws. I mean, if I was to go down the line, like Peter Yan, how does he do this weekend? Does he impress? Does he get a knockout? Does he finish? Henry has been chatting about going back down to 125, maybe the Moreno fight. He's brought that up. I mean, that would make more sense. He's not a big 135-pounder, Henry Cejudo, so that takes Henry out of the equation. If Song Yadong beats Peter Yan, then now you've got that fight with Umar potentially trying to go up and fight there. Devison Figueiredo and Cody Garbrandt, that fight happening. There's a lot of things that are going to happen here in that 135-pound division. This is the most stacked division in the sport of MMA right now, and I agree. I'm very biased to the lightweights. Okay. But what I've seen right now, John, is that we've got a bunch of new talent that is here in the 135-pound division. You've got Sean O'Malley. Marab is making his presence be known now. I mean, I know he's not new, but he's making his presence be known. Corey Sandhagen's been long-standing there. So is Peter Yan. But they're still young and still able to. Yeah.
They're still young.
These guys are babies, man. And Song Yadong, baby. We just talked about him, 26 years old. Henry's going to be on his way out. You've got Marlon Vera. I don't know how old Marlon is, but I think he's at 33, somewhere around there, 33, 34, I think. And then Devison Figueiredo, I'm not sure how old he is either, but I believe they're still kind of in that early 30 range. They've got time, man. 31 for Chito. So this division is stacked with a bunch of fighters that could leapfrog each other and make these fights be known. But do I think Umar is going to be a star? Yes. But I want to see Umar get into 2 more fights and fight in the top 5, top 3 guys. But don't be surprised if the UFC says, hey, none of these guys want to fight him because of the name or because of what whatever they're thinking. I don't want to take myself off the track to the title. They don't want to fight him. So don't be surprised if the UFC says, okay, look, automatically you're going to fight the number 1 contender. And if you get that win, we'll put you in the title shot. Don't be surprised. They did a lot. The Islam, same situation. Habib, very similar situation. It was hard for guys. It was hard for the UFC to keep promoting him when no one in the top 5 wanted to fight him. It was no fault of their own. It was just that fighters didn't want to step up to fight him. They didn't want to get taken down 100 times. They didn't want to get controlled and submitted from the top position. And I remember all the flack I got over the Charles Oliveira when I said Islam is going to take him down and potentially submit him. I could see that happening and happening early. And it happened early. Happened quick and it happened early. You know what I mean? It's they have a format, John, on what they like to do, and it seems to work.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Well, I don't know. I would say with the last name Nurmagomedov, it's a name that the UFC would like to get back into that, putting it somewhere towards a championship run, and I think Umar is the guy to do it in the UFC. So we will see. But I like the fact that Sugar Sean is noticing who is the guys to look out for in the Bantamweight division. Umar Nurmagomedov, look out.